Alright guys.
Off the juice, coding got me tripping. Cut the coupe, walker roof is missing. Ice, lemonade, my neck was tripping. Ice, lemonade, my neck.
Welcome to South Korea. So, I'm vlogging and I'm kind of nervous, but let me make it look like I'm talking to somebody. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, I gotta make it look like I'm talking to somebody so I don't look too crazy out here. Even though everybody be on their phones out here like it's nothing. Okay, great. So this behind me, so I currently live, it is Korean student housing. I currently live next to a school. This is my corner store. Okay, so pretty much I am just going to be talking about, while I'm on my way to work, talking about my time here in Korea in the last 4 months and, you know, how stuff has been going. I'm gonna try not to curse. And if I do curse, I'm probably gonna end up leaving it out if I learn how to. All right, so one question that I did get was, what made me move to South Korea? To be honest, I literally thought about moving right at the beginning of the pandemic. So I think it was like January of 2020 of this year. And I was like, okay, I need to figure out something because I'm too stagnant in my life. I need to figure some things out. February, I just got on Indeed and started applying to all these places. Like, I didn't care where it was. I just needed to find something permanent. Hold on. The wind is blowing. So yeah, it honestly feels good out here. Like, it's cold. It's supposed to be like 30, 40 degrees, maybe. But it feels really good. I don't know why I put on this fucking coat. After applying everywhere on Indeed, like, I just came across this post and it was like, oh, teach overseas. You know, so we sometimes think that it's a scam. But something in me was just like, do it. They probably won't email you back anyway. So I did. Literally a month later, I get an email from a recruiter. About wanting to teach overseas. So I said, is this for real? And I said, just go with the flow until they start asking you for your social. Don't just stop when they ask for your social. So I was like, F it, let's go. So I started applying. She started asking me about an interview, phone interview. She sent my information to the school, and literally 3 days after my interview, she said I got hired by this school. I was like, oh, okay. I'm not convinced. So I told my dad about it. He's like, oh, make sure you do your research, blah, blah, blah. You know how dads are. And of course I did my research. And I saw that the company and the school was legit. So of course I kept applying. Long story short, it was real. And I turned in, I think I spent, once we got that stimulus money, that $1,200 y'all president gave us, I spent that shit on starting a business and getting my paperwork together for coming here. And I think in total, getting the paperwork here was like at least $350 at least. And I think I'm being nice at that point. I think I'm being honestly nice. Oh, by the way, this is where I got my glasses from. It reads Italy on Gong, I think. But yeah, I know a little Korean. Once I got the paperwork together, I already had money saved up. So at that point, I was just saving money to have as savings to keep while I'm here. My dad helped with the flight, but I ended up reimbursing him with that. I found out my passport, or my visa, that's it. My visa came literally a week before I had to come. And I had to purchase my flight within 3 days after my visa came. When I tell you, that shit was stressful. And we had priced flights like at $500, $600, $700. Ended up coming out of pocket over like right at $1,000 for a flight to get here at the last minute. And I ended up doing Georgia to Cali, spent the night in Cali. Spent the night in Cali. Then did Cali to Vancouver. Spent 2 hours in Vancouver. And then left from Vancouver to South Korea on an 11-hour fucking flight. Okay, tired ain't the word. In total, it was the longest flight of my life. Okay, I'm gonna go with these big ass steps. Hopefully, I'm not tired out, because I kind of already am. So, another question that I can ask, even though it's only like halfway to work. Culture shock. The culture shock here, I think my biggest one was the language barrier. And when I first got here, I didn't have access to a phone. Shit, that fucking bridge. So once I got here, I didn't have access to a phone. So anytime that I stepped out the door, I had to find Wi-Fi. Had to. So I spent 2 weeks in quarantine once I got here. So I spent 2 weeks to myself. Fuck, I'm still tired. I'm still no joke. So I spent 2 weeks in quarantine. And what else? I had to take a COVID test. That was like my first experience outside the airport. And okay, y'all gotta sit down. So once I got here, I'm already halfway to work, so once I got here, getting to the airport was way easier than I thought, to be honest. I just had to find Wi-Fi to, you know, talk to the people, to use my translator and stuff, but I didn't really need it since it was really easy. Then I took a taxi from Incheon Airport to Pyeongtaek. For those that have been to South Korea, you know how far that is. And it wasn't even like full Pyeongtaek. I later found out it was Songtan. So I went from Incheon Airport to Songtan. I think I'm gonna try to find a map to point out how far it was. Either way, before I left the airport, I went to the US currency and I swapped out money. So I had like $200 in US cash, and I swapped it over to like 170 something thousand won, which isn't really shit here. So get in the car, and I felt like the taxi driver didn't understand shit I was saying. And then we're driving, and I realized like I'm sitting in the car for like an hour, and I'm looking at the meter like, this is an expensive ass taxi ride. What the fuck? The meter was just going and going, and I could have swore, I swear to God, I saw it past the amount of money I had in my fucking pocket. So when the guy dropped me off to my quarantine facility, I just gave him all the cash that I had, and he took what he wanted and gave me back like 43,000 won, which is like a little less than 40 bucks. I was like, okay, well, I ain't going nowhere. You know, I'm staying here. So, spent 2 weeks in quarantine, had 2 mental breakdowns. And when I came out, it just seemed like it was a light at the end of the tunnel. And I had stepped out into the real world of Korea, and like, fucking, I moved to this area. Right now I'm on top of the bridge. This is probably like a shit vlog, but this is like my first one. And I'm only doing it for just so you guys can see like my walk to work. Usually I don't stop, I keep going, but I got enough time. So, another question. I answer one more, and then I'll probably do another vlog with some more questions. Favorite food. So my favorite food is one, of course, Korean barbecue. My second favorite food is actually my favorite food is Korean barbecue. Second favorite has to be bone hangover soup. I'll probably find a picture for that too. But my first favorite is Korean barbecue. My favorite meat at Korean barbecue is probably samgyeopsal and pork belly. It's probably the same thing. Pork belly and samgyeopsal is probably the same thing. I don't fucking know. But samgyeopsal, oh, spare ribs at Korean barbecue is fucking amazing. Like, it's absolutely delicious. And as far as like bone hangover soup, I tried to order that last night, and of course the restaurant was closed. But in American terms, it's pretty much like a beef broth and a big ass piece of neck bone. Literally a neck bone. For all the southern people, you know what a neck bone is. It's pretty much a big neck bone soup, and it is fucking awesome. Like, fucking amazing. But I think that's all the questions I can answer today. I didn't want to make this vlog long, so I'll probably do like a part 2, and it'll probably be like I'll probably do like a sit down vlog thing. So I just want to show you guys the rest of my walk to work, which isn't that long, and then yeah, I gotta sneeze. Another thing, we have to wear these masks everywhere we go. Literally everywhere we go. Like, if we don't wear a mask, it's a 100,000 won fine, I believe. Either 100,000 won or 1,000,000 won. If it's 100,000 won, it's like less than $100. If it's 1,000,000 won, it's less than $1,000. If we're caught without the mask by police, we may get a warning, but considering I'm a foreigner, I'll probably go ahead and get the fine. So, also, you guys see my new haircut. Yes, and that's one thing I hate about these fucking cars. Look at this. Fucking horrible. Anyway, so I'm off to work. I'm going to film the rest of my way going to work, and just be on the lookout for my next video. Bye. Bye.